my life, God's mercy on my life, and the love and the trust that all of you have poured into me. The love and the trust. My pastor, if he didn't trust I could stand up here with this mic every Sunday, he wouldn't have me up here. It wouldn't serve him. It wouldn't serve us. It wouldn't serve God, and it wouldn't serve us as a whole. But wherever when that day he got the idea, it was God spoke to his heart. He didn't say, well, she's a woman. You know, women talk a lot. You know, it might be risky giving her a mic. She might talk too much. He wasn't sitting, and even if he did, he didn't follow that. He followed the Spirit of God and said, Sister Thomas, you come and give us the words of inspiration. Amen. Well, I've had to crawl from under many rocks in my life. You know, the rocks of active addiction, the rocks of active alcoholism, the rocks of hanging out in the after hours when my children were at home without me, the rocks of uneducation, of being uneducated, the rocks of all the trappings that this world has to offer. There are very few that haven't grabbed a hold of me. So I had to do some things. You know, I couldn't just stay stuck. I didn't know that, but I had the love of my children working for me. I had their little eyes looking at me, needing me. If I didn't get it together, they were going to be lost for sure. If I was lost, they were lost. And so I had their eyes looking at me, those little eyes needing their mother. So I had to learn how to leave the dope house and the after hours and the club and all of those places and come home. Amen. I had to learn how to leave those places. I remember I used to go hang out in the after hours, and on Easter, because, you know, I was raised in church, the Saturday before Easter, you know, everybody having a good time, partying, gambling, singing, dancing, whatever. And I'd look up, I'd say, I got to go, because tomorrow, Easter, I got to go to church. And the whole room would be like, what? What is wrong with this? She's crazy. Shut up. I'd be like, y'all better come go with me. And they'd be like, look, you get her out of here, you know, because everybody on full. They drunk. They loaded. They couldn't have got to church if they didn't want to. But for some reason, every night before Easter, I was able to not go overboard. And I left the after hours every night on the Saturday before Easter, and I went home and took a little nap and got up and got dressed and got my kids dressed, and I went to church every Easter Sunday. And then when I got finished doing my little family duties, I went back to the after hours, and the whole place would be, did you go to church for real? And I said, yeah. Why do you do that? I said, I don't know. I just have to go to church. How come you didn't come with me? Man, I ain't going to no church. I ain't having God strike me down. Well, many of those people didn't live to make it back to church. All right, all right. Many of them did not live to make it back to church. We all grew up in church. Many of them didn't live to make it back. I lived to make it back, and I lived to surrender my complete life. My thoughts, my heart, my spirit, my soul, my actions, my behaviors, to a loving and merciful God who shared life through Jesus Christ, who died so that I could be free. That freedom makes sense to me now. I'm not operating in self-hatred, bad relationships, you know, can't control my finances, you know. I end up in financial binds, but it's not because I don't control myself. Things have changed in my life in a way that I'm amazed. I've seen miracles before I surrendered my life to God. I've seen miracles, many of them. But the biggest miracle I've seen today is the miracle in my life. The miracle that I'm alive. You know, one of those hits off that pipe or one of those drinks or one of those pills didn't take me to the land of no return. Didn't land up in an insane asylum. Didn't land up on the streets with a shopping cart, homeless. Didn't land up talking to myself, having a conversation with somebody in Detroit who can't even hear me. All those things were possible. They could have happened to me easily. In fact, it's a miracle it didn't. That's the miracle. I have I've ingested enough cocaine in my life to put an elephant to sleep, I'm sure. And cocaine's an upper. It don't make you go to sleep. It makes you up. But I could have stopped the elephant's heart. And I'm standing here. My brain is operating at a capacity that amazes me most days. I have the ability to love beyond anything I've ever dreamed. My heart loves. I love people I can't see. I love people I can't hear. I love when I'm telling myself, don't do that, don't do that. I do it anyway. And that's because of the miracle of God's love, God's grace, and God's mercy on my life. So, I would be an idiot to have my mouth shut right now. I'd be a fool. I'd be a fool to have gone through the things I've gone through in this life, been free from active addiction, been free from alcoholism, been free from abusive relationships, been free from self-hatred, been free from depression, been free from every kind of life trouble you can think. I would be a complete idiot to right now walk around with my mouth shut and not be sharing what God has done in my life. And so, since I was an idiot when I was in the world, it would not be sensible to be an idiot now that I'm not in the world. It only makes sense that I share with all of you that I remind myself that this gift called life is truly a gift. You know, I'm going to talk in a dressed up term right now, but we know the events our parents go through when they bring life into the world. Well, every time they don't bring life, but one time I came. One time Mother Bullock came. One time my pastor came. One time Tika came. One time every single one. One time. One time. And we are never coming again. This is it. This is it. So everything that I've seen, that I've experienced, is intended for me to, like the kids say, blow up right here, right now. That I got to make sure that my life is counted right here, right now. It's true. Tomorrow's not promised. It's not. And if God thought enough of me to send His Son to die in my behalf, well, I need to think more of myself. I'm saying this, I'm going to take my seat. I learned the hard way, it is a sin to hate yourself. I learned that. I had a lot of self-hatred. I didn't know what it was. I just thought, well, this is just me. This is just me. Well, me doesn't treat myself like an idiot. Something has to be going on that's not working well. Well, I didn't know that it was self-hatred. I didn't know that I was suffering from a spirit that was out to do me no good no matter what. And I didn't know that the spirit had the kind of hold on me it had. But because I kept showing up, kept waking up, I got to get some revelations in my own life. It makes sense that I be all that I can be right this minute. Right this minute. That I don't make excuse for whatever bound my ancestors down, whatever bound my mother down, whatever bound my father down. I give thanks that they struggled through. But I do not have the right to let that same spirit bound me down today. They already paid the price for that. They already paid the price. I am free. I am whole. I am complete. I need act like it. I need live like it. I need talk like it. I need walk like it. I need, no matter when all is lost and I'm broken and I'm confused, I need to pretend until it catches up with me. I need to keep moving. I need to keep my eye on the prize. I need to keep it right in front of me. And I need, if it's a baby step, I need to take it. Because if I stop in the middle of a life crisis, and if I let it have the best of me, I don't know where I might end up. I might end up back at the dope house. I might end up at the club. I might end up in the liquor store. I might then the gambling house.